Hey everybody, this is Jessica Lynn from JessicaLynnOriginal Studios, and today we're going to go look at a truly extraordinary holiday spectacle. It's nestled at 2700 South Logan Avenue in Bayview, Wisconsin. Now they haven't done it for the last 2 years, but this video is about 3 years old, and I have to share it with you because it is absolutely phenomenal. So prepare to be whisked away to the enchanting realm of The Nightmare Before Christmas, where the magic of Tim Burton's iconic film comes to life in Halloween decor. Now, the owner of this home actually was a graphic designer from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and he went ahead and built all of these amazing stand-ups, and he hand-painted them, and it has become a true neighborhood sensation. It draws visitors from far and wide to be able to see this spooky manor. So as you walk along the path, so on the sidewalk, at one point, so this is what this video is, there were at least 8 houses on one side of the street and 6 houses on the other side of the street, all filled with these amazing cardboard stand-ups. And they weren't, I think they were actually made out of plywood, but they were beautiful. And so basically you were immersed in the world of Jack and Sally and all their, cute little companions. And they were beautifully crafted displays. They included great lighting and the music from the movie, as well as, like smoke and special lighting to kind of make, like you can see how cute he looks, like all lit up with like little flashy lights. The Skella reindeer had lights on them that looked sort of like harnesses, which was so cute. I'm really hoping that for 2023 he brings this back because it was absolutely phenomenal. And the best part was that it went over so many houses. Like, I can't even imagine like living there and then like hanging out on your computer and you look out and you see that. But I am a huge fan of Halloween and a huge fan of all this kind of decor. And so my husband and I have been very inspired by him. And so we're working on our own series that I'm hoping to have done for this year. Fingers crossed. As you walk through, though, they do ask for donations for different charity events, which I think is so cool to help fundraise. I mean, why not? You're already getting a huge trail of people. And as you keep kind of going through, you can just see how much detail. I mean, look at that's a neighbor's house. We're not even up to the house yet. So you can see as we keep kind of sliding over, there's more pumpkins. There's the worm that kind of goes through. And it all leads up to the huge Oogie Boogie on the front house. He even has created such details where there's like one where you can see all the little... if you watch the making of Nightmare Before Christmas, there's actually a box that they used because it was stop animation. So basically the way they created it was they had a bunch of different face molds, if you will, for Jack and for all the characters. And so when you wanted different emotions, he would literally pop one head on, pop another head off, and then they could slightly make adjustments to it based off of the way that the specific head was designed, if that makes any sense. Which is what helps give it that stop animation. Now this is the main house, and you can tell because obviously they have the huge Nightmare Before Christmas sign, a little bit of Oogie Boogie, there's Sally. I absolutely love this. I mean, there's even a water feature. You can see Oogie Boogie has all kinds of, well, smoke coming out of his mouth. It's just so well done. I love this, and it really inspires me to want to do more for my house for Halloween. I thought while we're kind of watching this, I thought, you know what, let me share some really great facts about Nightmare Before Christmas. So obviously it was a stop-motion animated musical. For those who don't know, it was released in 1993, produced by Tim Burton. Basically, to get the style of animation, they had physical characters. So they actually had almost like puppets, kind of like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. That old, so you've seen that with Rudolph and the Bumble and everything. Same kind of style where they had to physically move characters frame by frame to create the illusion of movement. Despite its Halloween and Christmas themes, the film took place year-round. The stop-motion process required an considerable amount of time and effort, and for every minute of the film, it required potentially weeks of work. So, I mean, it really was a lot to develop this movie. The film concept was originally thought up by Tim Burton. He had wrote a poem about a skeleton named Jack who stumbles upon Christmas. And when he produced the film, he handed over the directing duties so that he could focus on other projects. Some of the songs in there, so like This Is Halloween, What's This, were actually composed by Danny Elfman, who is a good friend of Tim Burton. So if you've seen other movies like Batman, you know that he did the music for that as well. But did you know that Danny Elfman also did the singing voice for Jack? Elfman's unique musical style and haunting melodies became a true part of the actual movie. So, I mean, for me, I always think when I hear Jack's voice, it's just so, like, it's him, right? So, you talk about being typecast and everything, but his voice truly is Jack. The other thing that I always think is funny when I think about Nightmare Before Christmas is, you know, over the years, The Nightmare Before Christmas has gained such a following, and it has become such a popular cultural icon. You know, I mean, now you can't even go into, like, Spirit Halloween stores or anything like that without seeing a lot of Nightmare Before Christmas, or even, like, Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. When you go there, I mean, Jack and Sally are the big draw. And so its characters and imagery are often associated with both Halloween and Christmas. So you can see that in merchandise, attractions, just like we just talked about. So my question to you, because a lot of people say, you know, Nightmare Before Christmas is a Halloween movie. A lot of people say it's a Christmas movie. It always reminds me of kind of like Die Hard. So my question to you, and I would love to hear your thoughts down below. What do you think? Is it a Christmas movie? Like, do you watch it only at Christmas? Or do you watch this movie only at Halloween? Or do you just say, I love the music, I watch it year-round? So I'd love for you to comment down below and just share your thoughts on when this movie is most appropriate. Now, I want to share this. So this right here, like I was talking about earlier, where there were all the heads of Jack, there's actually a film, like behind the scenes kind of thing, where they actually had a box like that. And as they were changing out his expressions, they had to literally physically take the little head off and put the different facial expressions and then keep adjusting it to make it appear that it was animated. So I love the fact that when he created this beautiful housing display, he actually went so far into detail to even incorporate that little box. So if you were looking at this display and you're like, what the heck is that? That's what it's from. And I think that that level of detail, a lot of people, it would go unnoticed. They'd be like, oh, it's a bunch of little, you know, Jack Skellington heads. But I just think it's so cool how far he went into detail. And some of the tombstones didn't actually have shadows. They had, like, shadows on the lights so that it would actually appear even a little bit more spooky. So after walking through this, my husband and I were really inspired to create our own Halloween decor. And if you're watching this thinking, oh my gosh, like I am, right? Like I can't go to this level quite right away, but I really want to do something just a little bit more, maybe for Christmas, maybe for Halloween. How would I even get started? So I'm going to share some ideas on that for you. And again, that's the whole point of my channel here at JessicaLynnOriginal Studios. You know, I love being creative. I love this kind of stuff. I love being inspired by the parks, by, you know, traveling, etc. So I want to try and help you just sort of get that process started. And now we're going to look at this house at night, just so you can kind of get an even better idea of it. But I want to share some ideas, or at least some things to think about if you're like, wow, I want to step up my game to this. So the first thing you want to do is probably choose your theme. So like this one, they chose Nightmare Before Christmas, right? You're going to want to gather materials. So you're going to want to go ahead, and I would not do it out of foam board or cardboard. I would truly probably go to the store and buy plywood. But you're going to need like markers, something to cut it out with, pencils, markers, and any other embellishments. You may want to think about, you know, do you use templates or designs? There's a lot of coloring book pages if you're not a very good artist or you're just not as comfortable maybe drawing to that scale. You could use some of those. And you want to make sure that when you do it, you know, you take your time so that you've got, you know, I mean, hopefully this will be a design or a piece that you would use for a long time. You can use acrylic paints, which is totally fine because it's probably the easiest way to build up color and be able to do shadows and highlights. I did recently some stand-ups for a school so the kids could put their heads in there, and we used acrylic paint, but the biggest thing you want to remember more than anything is take your time, do your amazing work, but then make sure you protect your work from the elements. So if they're going to be stand-ups that are outdoors, make sure you apply some clear sealant to protect them from moisture or weathering. I can tell you my mom made some many years ago and too much water got into them, so they buckled and they got destroyed. So make sure that you put as much time into protecting them from the elements as you do creating them. So just like this, you know, if I would have taken all the time to build this amazing display, just make sure that you know, all the edges, all the pieces, make sure there's no, you know, protect them from those elements. The other thing that you should think about too is decide how your display is going to be, right? Like this one I love because it goes for multiple houses, but think about how they're going to stand in front of each other. So, you know, if you're going to do, for example, like Haunted Mansion or Pirates of the Caribbean or Mickey Christmas Carol or whatever it might be, right? Make sure that you leave enough space to be able to enjoy each of these. So really think about the layout when you start, because it'd be really easy to get fun and just, you know, oh my gosh, I'm going to make all these things and then not really know where to put them. The final thing I'll share as a tip for this is then just make sure you have your own personal touch, right? So if you say, you know what, I love this, I'm going to do my own version of this, then make it your own, right? You know, I mean, not that you can't, I mean, the character moments here are all pretty standard, but it'd be so cool for you to take it and make it your own. You know, maybe yours is a particular scene in the movie. Maybe yours is only Jack, maybe only Sally, maybe only Jack and Sally. Totally up to you, right? The best part is that it's your chance to be creative and make this your own. And I mean, I'll be really honest, I'll just take it back even, let's go one back step right from there. The key really is to have fun and let your imagination run as wild as you create your DIY stand-ups or whatever you're going to create. I mean, truly enjoying the process and celebrate your creativity is the most important thing. So, I hope this video inspired you. I hope it made you go, wow, I need to step up my Halloween game, because that's what it did to me. If you have any questions, you know, comment those down below, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I would love to have you back again soon. And again, don't forget down below, go ahead and put your answer. Is it a Halloween or a Christmas movie? I would love to hear that. I always am torn, right? Because I find that I watch it more at Halloween, but then at Christmas I end up watching it at least once. So take care, everybody, and I'll see you again soon.